CPU looking. Kind of crazy. I should probably close out on some of these tabs. Make good use of the watch later feature. Yeah, save. Watch later. Doing my best with this. Alright. Let's see. Oh wow. Yeah, let me see that. I'll have that open. And replace of another tab. Now have this on the side. Okay, that seems simple and clean. Have that save. Okay. I was just blinking out for a second. No big deal.
Scrub, 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 scrub.
Time for a little fun.
Okay. 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 Pause. My PC's really holding up to this. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I gotta redo that one. Hey, Ron. Hey, man, I'm right on time. What's going on, man? I was thinking, should I do the vertical stream, the regular YouTube stream along on top of the vertical stream? Why not? What's going on? Tell me what's new. Oh yeah, and welcome to the chat. What I wanted to do is, with this panel, is have him grip his hood. So I think his hand would be the most interesting thing over here. Yeah, recently I showed some animations to my friend. and they quite told me to post it on YouTube. Oh yeah, that's YouTube is the place to post your stuff, your animations. Yeah, or at least give it a try. Or at least like have an avenue to show it to people. So yeah, I recommend it. What's your animation about? Yeah, I'm still not done though. Oh, okay. That was just a difficult one. We're trying to figure out what to do. With okay, so I think this is good. The scythe can be over here. The arm is already over here. Yeah, but that's cool. What's your animation about? And I also can't wait to see it done. Sounds cool. It's about stickmans. As a kid, I always imagined fights and storylines that were fictional, so I decided to animate them in Stickman. Oh yeah, like Hyoan's Dojo type stuff. That's really cool. Haven't seen an epic Stickman fight in a while. I feel like it's like trying to do like a stick fight animation is like almost every animator has tried that once in a while. That's really cool. I wonder where a lot of these, early people who did epic stick fight animations are now. Because they had insane skill. Well, they have insane skill. So I wonder if they contributed to larger projects with them. You know, you're an inspiration to me. Like you draw mangas and stuff. It makes me want to animate more. Thank you. All things good. Praise be to the Most High God. Thank you. Thank you for the boost of motivation add-on. It's crazy. It's crazy how the algorithms can work. I don't know. I have no idea why YouTube is not recommending my stuff anymore. Just period. Like, I guess it's because it's summer, and YouTube. Be right back. Gotta do something for 10 minutes. All right. I shall be here. Or maybe I can... Instead of doing something like that, he can grip his fist like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And declare a thumb war. That's looking pretty good so far. Had to go back and redo it to the panel because it just didn't look right. Okay. Using the scythe for a framing thing is always a cool thing. It's always, it will always be a cool thing to me. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like a pretty good thing to do. Hmm. Okay. Yo, what's going on, Aaron? Welcome back. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Oh, bomb. I'm still drawing, but I'm just working on the line art. Oh, yeah, I think this is fine. I already did the initial sketches and such. Now it's just working on the line art. It's kind of funny working on this because I initially was gonna do 6 pages and then break to work on 10 pages of Chimera Island. But I was like, you know what? This really isn't a lot to draw. This isn't really a lot to draw. So I might as well finish it. So like, that's your own manga, right? I actually watched Purgatory Academy, and yeah, not really active on YouTube. Okay. Well, I am the artist and co-writer, co-creator of this comic right here, this manga comic, whatever you would like to call it. It's called Just a Reaper. And it's about a young Grim Reaper trying to keep hell off Earth. And honestly, I'm not surprised because a lot of I think the majority of my content on my channel is Purgatory Academy because I just have more material. I have like around 300 pages, 200 pages of material of over 200 pages of material of Purgatory Academy. So I'm sure there's a lot more to make around that comic idea than anything else at the moment, but hey. What are your general thoughts on Just a Reaper? I'm also making the motion comic of it alongside with all the other 3 of the comics that I'm making. So it's so everything I make it will be here and such. So what are your thoughts on Purgatory Academy so far? It's getting very difficult getting views or trying to get seen with it. I think I'm trying so many different things, but I haven't found a thing that truly stuck. The last thing that stuck, honestly, was making the shorts. But even the shorts, wait, hold up. Yeah, and even the shorts didn't even are running dry when it comes to views, because it seems like YouTube just flipped a switch and they're like, all right, we're not showing your stuff to anybody anymore. And I was like, man, really? That's crazy. So I gotta figure out what to do now. It's a really cool manga. Your AI Purgatory Academy characters' voices are pretty well. It suits the characters. Thank you. it's so funny because honestly, when I started doing the AI stuff, I was very worried about people just outright not liking the AI voices. I don't know, because I don't know. It's because like I'm an artist, and sometimes I get a feel of the art world, and the art world is like completely hostile to anything AI related. But good thing I got over that, because when I post it, like the people who see it, it's people are okay with it. So I'm like, all right, that's great. Like if if it has more notoriety and I get more money by doing this, I would like to pay rent with the channel, and B, if I make enough from that over enough, and enough is my general monthly cost of living and such, I would like to, I guess, hire voice actors to like redub the comic with actual people's voices. But for the time being, I'm sticking with AI voices, because it's faster. But working with other people really got me nervous, for lack of a better word. Not nervous, but like not thrilled to work with other people. Mostly because like my trust has been running thin as of late. Awesome, thank you. What are your criticisms of Purgatory Academy so far? What are some things that you utterly hate about the series? Or you just don't like that much? Or things that needs improvement? I haven't asked this question in a while. I think that's a question that more creatives need to ask. What do you utterly hate about my works? Turns everything on its head. I can't think of one. Overall, I say it's a total 8 out of 10. Let's go! 8 out of 10, baby! Woo! Wait, have you seen the recent video? Recent Purgatory, like chapter 7. I'm working on chapter 8. It's a short one, but ever since YouTube is just bottlenecking or putting a cap on my shorts views, it's been really difficult to keep motivation, to keep my head up, to like make more stuff. But it's gonna come out soon. Hold up. Let me turn this down a little bit more, because I don't know if it's that annoying to listen to. But yeah, it's nice to occasionally hear somebody saying that they generally watched and enjoy the series, especially with the the video versions of it. So I really appreciate that. I feel like this needs to be more shading to emphasize how much this is in the background. Yeah, it looks better. Let's... And he throws his hood back. He's like, go in this position. I think I can probably enhance it. Enhance this pose. Oh yeah, and save. Never not a bad idea to save. So like after I work on about Chimera Island, I want to start watching it by any means. Whatever. By any means, how would you rate it yourself? That's such a weird question to me. Like, how would you, Chimera Island as a rating? It's good. I could be like a salesman and be like, it's the best thing ever if you're looking for X, Y, and Z. But I want to be an honest person, and I really like it. It's a very good series, and it's weird because like what I want to do is make different series for different people, because they're like every series is trying to do a specific thing, or cater to a specific audience, and it cater to a specific audience. I like it a lot. I'm still trying to figure out its identity of how I'm trying to tell the story. But I would honestly give it a pretty good rating. I'm probably underselling it, but I say it's a pretty much above average. 6 out of 10 right now. Cause I haven't talked about like what I really would like to talk about in the series. It's pretty much still in the. I still feel like as a writer of the series, it feels like it's pretty much in its build-up phase. Getting to like what I really want to talk to, but for what I have talked about or what I'm trying to do, I think it's pretty solid. Like everything I make is a rushed in one way or another. Because I just really... Oh, wow, that doesn't look interesting. It looks pretty weird. That's odd. But... What's so weird to me about, like, rating my own works, it's like comparing everything to each other. Cause, what are you drawing? Hey, cause, welcome to the chat. I am drawing Just a Reaper. It's a comic about a young Grim Reaper trying to keep hell off Earth. Yeah, I think that like this is probably the best. Right now, I originally wanted to do 6 pages for this segment of an update, but I decided to just expand it to like 12 because it's less than 40 drawings, less than 40 panels. So it is good. So I was like, why not? Thanks for stopping by, though.
I see. Add-on said, I see. full video of the chapters from the start? Wait, I see. Do you have a full video of the chapters from start to the new one? I posted the book 1 of Chimera Island, the entire book 1, on the channel, but everything else is pretty much on the update mix. Once I'm done with chapter 1, I guess I would say I posted like a chapter 0, all 4 parts of chapter 0 on my channel, but everything from like chapter 1, parts 1, 2, and 3 is on like the mixed updates. I'll post everything easy. I'll post everything when it's easy. When it's all the chapters, when it's done on the complete chapter playlist. I'm still trying to find out the best way to organize my stuff. So I was trying to find the best way to organize the updates. Because I want to update. I want to update like the individual segment update, like segment updates. Yeah, I want to do the segment updates individually on the channel to help with exposure and growth and whatnot, and then re-upload like everything as a compilations, the full chapters as a compilations, and put that on the playlist. Yeah, Chimera Island, Chapter 0, full book is the one. Yes. Kaz says, "Are you also planning to do painting it?"
Right now it's a grayscale, black and white comic because color theory is difficult and that takes extra time, and usually people don't really care about color that much, so I just keep the color when it comes to drawing chapter covers.
So far, this is a so far I like this this splash page, this double page spread. I think it's pretty much an action thing. Oh yeah, and this page is looking pretty cool as well. But yeah, this is gonna be like everything I'm gonna do, it's like black and white or grayscale. Goofy kid run. Yeah. When I drew this kid, I was like, I think in the manuscript, he was supposed to be like a Mormon kid. But I was like, what does a Mormon kid look like? And I thought of Rowley from the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books. so I was like, what if I just drew somebody that looked like him? Or like had his basic physique or whatever. So it's just a kid, chubby kid with a bowl cut and like button-up shirt and tie, the classic Mormon attire. I forgot to draw the book of drawing like the Book of Mormon with him, because the joke of the splash page is the big guy with the mutant freak demon guy getting ready to smash the kid. And the kid was like, "Oh no, I didn't mean to offend you. I just wanted to know if you could read the good book." And the demon's like, "You think I can't read?" And he was gonna smash the kid, but it's funny. I thought that was funny. Edoron on the other chat says, "Yeah, it's really fine with or without colors." Yeah, I think one of these days, maybe when I like have the money, the disposable money or time, I think it would be interesting to have a colored version of it. Maybe. But I don't know if I think I would most likely hire that out for somebody who really likes coloring. And one thing I keep forgetting that I want to do for like people who probably sign up to the
to the Substack, the newsletter, they could get the black and white, like the line art variation, so they can digitally color it themselves. Kind of like an adult coloring book. Actually, this is fine. I'm just tweaking. I don't think these tweaks are that important. I think it looks fine. But yeah, I just keep forgetting to implement that. What I want to do is just have like probably 1,000 people on like subscribe to me, and then I'll heavily push the newsletter again. Honestly, or the Discord server, because I think like streaming on the Discord server is pretty cool. Like the reason why I don't have it right now, like I don't promote it as heavily as I used to, is mostly because I don't have a lot of subscribers, and I want like around like 100 people on the Discord server for me to like just stream there, honestly, and just have a live chatting environment with other people, because that's what I usually prefer when I draw or stream. I just like having live chats and just feed off of the energy of the people around me, like a vampire. But that's what I do. That's the plan, the master plan. Let's see. One of these days, man, his back is freaking broken over here, but that's fine. That's fine. I can exaggerate. It's a drawing. I can exaggerate when I want to, as long as it fuels the purpose of the pose. I think his hands are like this and fingers are like that.
But like a couple days ago, I was streaming while I was like trying to do the vertical live stream, and I was checking it out on my phone, and I saw one of those community guideline updates that essentially told me that unless I reach 1,000 subscribers, YouTube was just going to like cap the amount of people who watches these streams, at least in the vertical sense, for safety reasons. And I was like, all right, sure, that's great. I don't know. This is shaping to be a pretty much of a bad month, maybe, of like content creation for me. Well, not content creation, but exposure for me. Anyways, are you monetized now? No, I think streaming will help me get monetized. Like streaming more, I feel like that will help me get monetized. Because the videos aren't really reaching a lot of people at the moment. And what was that? There was something else. And the shorts aren't really reaching anybody at the moment either. And I guess streaming for like around an hour a day instead of my usual 3 hours is a good compromise. So what I'm gonna do here is just probably stream for an hour and then like go off stream and work on the comic. Because I could do like 3-hour streams, but that's mentally draining. Because
usually when I stream, you know, I'm sorry, I was thinking. Usually when I stream, it's to an empty or silent audience. So, and somehow that is more mentally straining than mentally exhausting than talking to people, you know? Because like when you're streaming to like an empty audience and you're just talking, you're just thinking that, oh, am I not interesting enough? Well, like, you know. So it's easier to get in your head, to like just be lost in your head with a when you're streaming to like nobody for 3 hours. So like your streams in after an hour. I usually I like to extend the streams as long as like somebody talks in them. But usually, if it's just a silent stream and nobody really says anything for an hour, then I just get off and go about my day working on the comic. And I'll probably use like the recorded footage for, I don't know, something. Probably something else if I wanted to do a commentary video. And I need like B-roll or something. Oh, this is an accident. What's this? But I haven't made a commentary video in a while because I don't really know what to talk about. I don't really have my head to the ground when it comes to news or like entertainment stuff. Even though I know the entertainment world is essentially burning as is like burning we're witnessing the burning of like mainstream entertainment and whatnot. Like nothing that's out is interesting enough for me to look at it or talk about it. Just looking at other people's discomfort with the modern landscape of entertainment is just interesting enough for me to just watch a guy and just to watch a guy and be like, all right, yeah, that's all I really need. I know that's a pretty much, because honestly, when I started making comics or just started making my own sort of entertainment stories and such, I kind of cared less about what other people are making unless people really have, unless people like, what's the word? Communicate how important a piece of media is or like why I should watch it. And a lot of people aren't really good at explaining why a show is good. Just like off the street, you know? Or like when it comes to content. Like I remember I used to watch, I really liked cartoons. But less and less. But like as the years go on, like cartoons just weren't that interesting to me anymore. Because it just didn't, a lot of them just didn't really talk about things that were interesting or stuff that I thought that yeah, I just didn't think a lot of stuff were just that interesting. And plus the people around like the entertainment of cartoons and such were kind of embarrassing to look at even from a distance. Like I know people say the fan base of a certain property is always the worst. You know, the worst thing about it, but it's, I don't know. I feel like there's something in our primitive minds that looks at the kind of audience a piece of media cultivates, and it makes us think, oh, this is for these types of people. And I don't associate with, not like I don't associate with these type of people, or I don't want to be associated with X, Y, and Z. I feel like there's a weird primal instinct that comes to that shouldn't be ignored. Maybe it is good to judge a book by its cover, you know. But that's my take. That's my weird theories. But maybe I'm wrong about this. What are your thoughts? Because right now, I'm I'm trying to draw this man doing a victory screech. I guess for like an example that comes to my mind was probably like JoJo. Was like one example that I was kind of wrong because I thought the JoJo fandom was just the most annoying people on the internet. But when I saw it for myself, when I saw like the anime for myself, I think I watched it because I was trying to find a way to write the conflict in Purgatory Academy, and I heard that JoJo had some very interesting creative fighting sequences, and I thought maybe I can implement that in the story. Spoiler alert, I didn't, but I did like what I saw. And I do like this. I do like the series. I just haven't read part 8 yet. I think the last JoJo thing I read was Steel Ball Run. But other than that, I don't think I liked anything despite of the audience that it cultivates. That it cultivates. I think everybody liked My Hero Academia for a while. I don't know, it's so interesting how the bigger something gets. Wait, is that how I gotta look back at how I drew this character. Real quick, I'm sorry. Like how I drew his nose. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. I just had to make a check. I just had to make sure. I don't know, but I kind of enjoy watching small YouTube live to kill my time. Oh yeah, I appreciate you being here too. It it's cracking my back. Sorry. Um, it's it's very helpful to have people just stop by and chat to make these these streams a little less lonely. And I want to I want to clip some of these reactions, not reactions, but clip some of these talking points that I have and just re-upload them on my YouTube. I just keep losing the time to do so. Oh, what kind of anime do you watch? Oh, I try. I'm not picky on the anime that I watch, cause like I said, if somebody has a good anime to recommend me for like the right reasons, like if they tell me why an anime is special to them, that will get me more interested into watching it than somebody saying, "Oh, just watch this, it's good." And I'm like, "Yeah, there's like I'm pretty sure there's enough good anime to watch until I'm dead." And then there's still be and then there'll still be like enough anime to watch for like several lifetimes. So that's like my default thought when it comes to people trying to recommend me stuff. And plus, what other people think is good might not equate to what I think is good. So it's it's very specific. It's very specific. Um, but when people ask like what my favorite anime is, I usually flip flop between Hunter x Hunter and Trigun, like the '90s Trigun. I guess like the Studio Orange Trigun is more. It's called the Stampede or something like that. So I guess I don't need to differentiate that. But I do like Trigun. And what else? There was a season where I was just watching a lot of anime. Um, I was binge watching One Piece during. I was binge watching One Piece, but I kind of stopped during Wano. I kind of like I kept reading Wano until like it was done, and now they're on Egghead Island. And the main thing I kind of just don't like about long going on running anime is that I constantly have to just I constantly have to keep up with what's going on, and I just don't have the time or the schedule to do that. If that's other people's cup of tea, then that's great. But I try to like keep things short and simple. The last last manga that I'm reading, or I guess the manga that I'm reading right now, but I keep taking breaks is Blame or Blam. And a lot. I'm sorry, I keep zooming in and out. This is gonna be like seizure inducing for for the high speed replays. But I've been reading like Blame and Blam, and I think what got me into it was people saying it's a really great series if you want to try out if you want to learn from environmental storytelling, or like storytelling with not a lot of dialogue. And I was like, yeah, that's really cool. I want to try that. Maybe one day I'll do it. And usually when you want to try something, or if something interests you, you go to a good example of how somebody attempted it, and then you try to imitate what you like. Like I like listening to a lot of reviews to see what especially after I watch or read a specific piece of media, so I can hear other people's thoughts about what made it great, what they could have done better, or what or stuff that's like difficult that I didn't even pick up on the first read. Because sometimes just explaining a story can be more interesting than the story itself. If that makes any sense. Because I remember when I was first trying my hand at the motion comic stuff, I try to see if other like what are my competitors when it comes to like the niche, and I noticed how popular like people just explaining mangas are. Is that they would just show the panel, and they would show the panel and they would just explain what's happening in that scene in a narrative structure, and there would be like 3-hour videos that would just be that. So I try to imitate that, and I was like, you know what? I really hate explaining what I've written. I couldn't do that because I just really hate explaining what I make in a long form segment like that, because I feel like it takes a lot of time with uh not enough evidence of it working out well. So I just decided to be like, you know what? Worst comes to worst. Like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Hey, here. This is my my comics. This is what I'm working on. And just making the motion comics is another hurdle, because I would need to write a title, make a thumbnail that will entice somebody who has never read or never heard of the series before into checking it out, and probably checking it out and probably leaving a comment or subscribing or whatever. And that's a difficulty in of itself. You know what I mean? It's like trying to get people trying to get people interested just by the merit of the content alone. And I don't know if I'm telling YouTube the wrong audience, or just YouTube doesn't know the right audience for said content. But I think right now YouTube is just pushing my stuff to the wrong people, or people that, yeah, I guess it's just pushing itself to the wrong people. So it just stopped pushing my stuff for a while and just drip feeding my content to a smaller pool of other people to get those impressions up. So when it finally does find the right people, then it'll try to exploit it. That's my theory, honestly, but I can't really say for sure because nobody really understands this YouTube dungeon, this YouTube game that we're all playing. So that's my idea. That's everything that I'm doing, and I'm assuming that the more I stream, honestly, the more I can give the YouTube algorithm ideas of like what kind of people would like the content that I create, and it will propel me propel me into out of small channel hell. Because I think I think just the goal for this channel is just, the first goal would be monetization. The second goal is just to get to 1,000 subscribers. Everything else would be nice. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get a silver play button. Like, honestly, we'll see if I ever reach that 1,000 subscribers. A silver play button would be cool. I think if that would ever happen, I think one of my shorts would have to blow up. But YouTube doesn't. YouTube isn't really making its case of showing my stuff to anybody at this point. Crunchonk, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for stopping by. What's going on? Yo. I think I butchered that name. I apologize if I have. Oh yeah, and Iran, I'm also in the if you're still looking at my the live stream, I am also dual live streaming on on the vertical on YouTube Live. Vertical whatever's. But yeah, I've tried so many different things on the channel so far. I almost have like 500 like videos on my channel. I think if I had to say, I think a lot of it, like half of it, is live streams of me just working on Chimera Island, like the first book, like chapter 0, and the other half, and like just all live streams like this, and the other half, like the big proportion of it, are was it shorts? and everything else is just the podcast episodes that I've been trying to make, and what else? These in motion comics. But yeah, Karchunk, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me something new. Tell me what's new. Yeah, you are an amazing artist. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try every day. I do my best. I do my best. So I also appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out. But I'm trying to but as of now, I'm just trying to figure stuff out. Right, I think right now it's just a waiting game. Actually, I think I'm gonna put like a shoe here and draw another shoe over here, and I'll add the details to his shoes later, and work on the back of this monster's head. What are you aiming for? I'm aiming in general. I'm aiming for making a livable income off of making comics, making content for my YouTube channel, uh, focused on the comics that I create, and probably making a living off of that because I don't see any other creative doing stuff like this. Well, I see you see it's easy to see comic creators on YouTube, but their way that they go about it is making tutorials on showing how other comic creators how to make other comic showing tutorials of how to make other comic creators, or just making content for like producers. But what I want to do is make content for people who just like entertainment, like the stories that I want to tell. So I'm honestly just aiming for monetization, and then after that, I want to aim for 1,000, and then 100,000 subscribers. Those are my goals. And I have no idea how fast that's going to be or how slow that's going to be. So, in the current state of YouTube, right? Well, the current state of how YouTube's treating my content right now, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe this will be one of those turning points in like those films where it's like, it's so over, and I'm in total doomer mode, and the algorithm was like, actually, this guy's pretty good, and then one of my stuff goes viral via shorts, and then I get that silver play button within the span of like 3 months. But hey, that's just wishful thinking. I will support you. Don't be demotivated. You can do it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's been really, it's been so weird. I would not imagine how tough it is, because I'm trying like all these different avenues of like trying to be seen, but I think it's mostly because I'm small, and the stuff that I have, YouTube really doesn't know how to cater to an audience like mine. But every sub helps. Every sub counts. I remember on a podcast I was listening to, they would say stuff. There's like this uncanny valley of, oh, the cannibal chicken. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the chat. Tell me some good news. That's gonna be the thing that I always I will always open with when somebody joins the chat. I'll be like, okay, welcome. Tell me some good news, because we gotta. I don't want to be like one of those positive all the time YouTubers, because yeah, it's okay to feel down sometimes, but you know, good news is always something cool to talk about. Tell me some good news. Oh yeah, and welcome to the chat. But I like there was back to the podcast I was talking about. It I think they were talking about a this weird thing that's like a paradox of popularity, where you can make the greatest stuff imaginable, but unless you have that number, like that imaginary number of like likes or follows or whatever, people aren't gonna give you the time of day. Oh, hello. Nothing. Just found this on my For You page. Yeah, that's some good news. You have a great voice. Thank you. Like I have a lot of people saying that I have a good voice, and that's I'm like, oh really? And then I started a podcast, and the podcast didn't really go anywhere. The podcast is a very interesting story, honestly, because I'm going on ramble mode. So I guess if it's good entertainment, then it's good entertainment, I suppose. But the reason why I started like the my podcast a while ago, I think it was like late last year, early this year. I remember it was around Thanksgiving, and I remember I had a dream. As all good stories start, I had a dream where I was in this labyrinth of a bunch of other artists and other creators. And it was like the labyrinth was like, imagine this labyrinth like had a Resident, not a Resident Evil, but yeah, it had like a Resident Evil vibe to it. It was grimy and gross and dirty. Hey, you made some supporters. Yeah, man. And welcome to the vertical chat, Aaron. But anyway, it was grimy, dirty, and gross. And I remember I saw like all these creators walking by, and on the walls, they had like eulogies or whatever, like artist name, date, like birth, their date of birth, and their date of death, and like some inspiring quotes on the wall. And I looked at all that stuff. It was like written all over the walls, the date of birth and the date of death, the artist and their quotes. And I was like, and I turned to like some guy that was right next to me. I said, I'm not reading all of this. What does this all say? And the guy next to me said, "Oh yeah, they all basically say don't follow everybody else. Like you're not gonna go anywhere just by following everybody else." And I was like, "Oh, for real?" And I just woke up and I was like, I gotta do something different." And then I decided to do the podcast. So I went on YouTube. I went on Facebook groups, said like, "Hey, who wants to like go on a podcast?" And a lot of people on Facebook groups liked the idea of the podcast. So I got some people, recorded some episodes. I recorded some episodes. I recorded like, I think I recorded some days I would record like 2 or 3 episodes within the same day, and that was like an easy thing to do. But yeah, now and one thing after another, 20 episodes later, we got the podcast. Now it's getting more difficult to find people to talk to, and plus the podcast hasn't been like getting picked up by the algorithm, so that was pretty demotivating. But hey, that's the story. You got some, yeah. What's the name of the manga you're making? Oh yeah, this manga right here, comic. It's called Just a Reaper. It's about a young Grim Reaper trying to keep hell off Earth, and the hell comes in various shapes of sizes. It could come in the shape of this giant demon thing. It can come in the shape of, this giant demon guy. It can come in the shape of, wait, I'm trying to find the page. This gross looking rat, and even in shapes of this weird looking roach. Yeah. So right now, this is the beginning of the story, and it takes the assumption that this main character, Eric, he's basically been killing low level demons like this, and he feels like
He just essentially feels like a what's the phrase? Like a like a grunt, essentially. Just a low level demon hunter. He wants to do bigger things. So his boss, Satan, comes in saying, "Hey, we need you to kill like this demon before it becomes a god level threat." And when demons become god level threats, that just triggers Armageddon and the Rapture and all that stuff. So, but the thing is, Satan really doesn't tell him where the demon is. So he just goes on an investigation, a quick investigation to find him. And this is his first encounter with him right here. So, it goes, yeah. So that's where we are in the story. But there was like in chapter 2, there was like a little bit of a back and forth with him and his roommate T, and Eric just feels self-conscious about, hey, I've been just killing low-level demons all this time, and now that I have the opportunity to prove myself, I don't feel like I can step up to the plate because this is coming way too fast. You know, pause. Like, this is going way too. But his friends like says, "Nut up or shut up." Pause. And yeah, now he's doing this thing, doing his Reaper thing, and he gets his false victory right here in this page. Can you make your own character's animation and dub it? You can make your own animation and dub it. Animation takes a long time, and I think the animation takes a long time. I used to be an animator, and I don't. And people do like animation. I get that, but for the time being, I want to focus on making the comic and then making the motion comics to at least be that good gap, to be that good bridge between having that audio and visual and the sound effects and audio, visual, and sound effects in the background music with what's going on. So you'll have like a an animated like experience, but it's with the comics. Well, it was with these panels, and you can check them out on my channel, because I think I made motion comics of everything that I'm working on right now. I also have like 3 other series, like Purgatory Academy, Just a Reaper, Purgatory Academy, Let's Go Metal Hero, and Chimera Island. Those are all the stuff that I'm working on right now. I was gonna make like a 5th series to work on, but I was like, no, this is taking no. I'm gonna chill out a little bit. It makes sense to chill out. Can I get a chill out in the comment section? Thank you. So I'm deciding to like stick to 4. Maybe I'll work on the 5th series when I get more financially stable and I want to experiment a little bit more. But as of now, no, I'm just gonna stick to this. I'm gonna stick to making the series until it's financially stable. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. Yeah, it's better to take it slow and chill. Yeah, because I can tell you the amount of times that I would start ideas and then not finish them. I feel like I do that more often than not. But I do have I think I have a good track record of at least doing, not finishing what I start, but at least doing enough of what I start. Having like doing enough to realize, okay, this is not feasible. This is not a good idea. Because I guess I'm a creative at heart. I remember I was playing this game called Cave Story, and I was like, hold up, this was made by one guy?
hold on, maybe I can make a game. Maybe I can make a game. Like, so I was like thinking about how I could make a game like Cave Story for Chimera Island, but tutorial hell. I tutorial hell, so I was like, I might as well just I'll try this again later when I'm more financially stable and I can experiment with more things. Or maybe hire out some people that could help me with it. I also like to the idea of just making games in Godot because of I like open source stuff. It's also a good reason why. That's also a good reason why my comics are usually free to read for a lot of the cases, and I actually advocate a lot of people a lot of smaller creators making their comics free to read and such like that, because unless you have clout and people know who you are, it's going to be a lot more difficult for having somebody to take that risk and buy something from a person that they don't have a connection with. Well, that's like my opinion. And I think for a good amount of time, like a long time, I was for a long amount of time I wanted to believe that if you could like sell something, you're good enough at selling, then you don't really need you can get away with paywalling your stuff. But I guess I'm just not that good.
Do you post your comics on YouTube or other platforms?
Oh yeah, if you look at my channel, you can find everything that I'm working on. I try to like organize all the comics that I'm making on my channel. You can check out the first two chapters of Just a Reaper. Uh, the all of Chapter 0 of Chimera Island. All of Book 1 and 7 chapters. Plus 7 chapters of Purgatory Academy and the first 2 chapters of Let's Go Metal Hero. And I also have a separate playlist for just segments, like updates of segments. And segments are just 6 to 10 page increments of 5 or 10 page increments of whatever story that I'm working on. Well, I would say 6 because I like doing even numbers. Increments of stories that I'm working on, usually, because I rotate between the 4 series that I'm working on. So like after like 6 to 12 pages of one series, then I move on to the next one. Just to keep my mind sharp, you know? Because like if I keep working on the same thing I feel like me personally, when I work on the same thing for a long amount of time, then I would just get burnout. So constantly switching between like one series and then the next series, it allows me to experiment more. It allows me to look at different series with fresh eyes. So I can like look at dialogue and think, oh wow, this is not really that great. Or I can look at previous thumbnails or sketchups or sketches of poses, and I can fix them now that I've given myself time to work on something else. I feel like it's been doing me a lot of good recently. And on other platforms, I'm also on Instagram, but I'm mostly giving most of my energy on YouTube because YouTube is honestly the place where I can that's more the most obvious to become monetized, to gain monetization. I would try TikTok because I know that if you reach like 1,000 followers, you can live stream there and people can donate during the live stream. But I tried posting some things on TikTok and the algorithm just doesn't like me, or just doesn't care about my content. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Back to YouTube. Such a shame. It's always an uphill battle. I know, like, the easy way is to do React content. If I really want it to be about that grind, I would probably just make reaction content and just use other people's stuff. I hate saying content like twice in a sentence. It just doesn't sound right thematically. But I could just use other people's content to just do reaction stuff, and that can help build an audience, and then I can move on to doing my own stuff. Oh yeah, TikTok is hard and the algorithm is confusing. It is what it is. Like, I don't feel like fighting it. It's either it want like I see it as they either want you there or they just don't. And with the type of stuff that I want, that I create, I can see the vibe of the algorithm that they really don't care for me to be there. So I'm just not gonna fight it. And plus I don't see that much of an obvious avenue for monetization outside of live streaming, and I constantly hear people's grievances with that platform when it comes to monetization and such. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna lose sleep over not getting that many TikTok viewers. I think the better strategy is to at least be seen or do something well on one platform, and then maybe if your audience is also on a different platform, you can try to migrate them to another one. But to migrate them to the other platform that they use a lot. But it is what it is. I also used to post my comics on Reddit because for a while I had some buzz on Reddit, but the people just stopped turning out. And it just seemed less and less of a obvious. It just seems less and less of a reason for me to upload there. So, and plus, the monetization on Reddit doesn't seem that obvious. But Reddit was the first place where I got viral. I've gone viral. And it was through posting Just a Reaper, too. But when people, well, I guess when Reddit is has a lot to do with the right time and place.
Hania, hello.
Welcome to the chat, Ania. Tell me. I'm Christmas Bush, by the way. Oh yeah, welcome back, Christmas Bush. I guess I'm calling you Hania now. Welcome to the chat. Tell me some good news. Just on my sister's account. Okay. Why on your sister's account? I'm in Turkey. Whoa. Oh, yeah. What time is it over there in Turkey? What time is it in Turkey? But, as I said, I've been trying out a lot of different stuff, like different sorry. I've been trying out a lot of different avenues of showing the comics, but I think YouTube, after soul searching and going on several platforms, I think YouTube is probably the last and the final frontier of getting paid, of making content in this way specifically.
1742. What's that? Like 542? p.m. I'm on this account because on my phone it won't let me comment, so I sold her iPad. Oh, that makes sense. Aha, I'm here watching in the middle of the night here in the Philippines. Oh my god. Well, yeah, that makes sense. A lot of my morning streams, it's so interesting because my algorithm mostly says that the majority, like 50% of my audience are from the United States, but when I live stream, like everybody is outside of America, which makes sense because like America, I don't think Americans watch streams like when it's in the morning time. Honestly, that makes sense. I get it. I get it. But when I try to live stream during the evenings, people usually don't jump in. So now my sister is your 450th subscriber. Oh wait, hold up. What? 450th? I was at. Hold up. That number doesn't seem right. Oh wow, 450 subscribers. That's crazy. 51 subscribers. That's crazy. Before I was streaming, I did a I had 445. Thank you everybody. This is the 450 celebration. Halfway there to 500. Well, 50 more to 500. Let's get pumped. That's a good. Whoa, let's go. I'm one step closer to monetization while streaming. Okay, now that I have this, it's so interesting too because, um, yeah, it's very interesting because some days I just don't have anybody watching the streams, and other days it's like, oh yeah, people just come in, they just come in. You'll get there someday, and it's just a step closer. Absolutely, absolutely. One, two, three, four. Okay. Um. Yeah, I like this page so far. I want to move on to the No, this is not the next page I want to work on. This one looks simple enough, and I just want to draw this cool pose right here, and maybe that. Got to keep myself on the toes. On my toes. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you everybody so much. Um. Also, I guess this stuff is pretty good. I will get there someday. And I think the reason why I'm sticking to YouTube is because is mostly because when I was posting shorts every day, I would get viewers and subscribers. It's not a lot. I would get like 2 subscribers like every other upload of shorts. But that's still better than uploading long form content and it having like one out of 10 chance of getting a 1,000 views, right? That's like a so like I think that's like what I like to see when I see like a gradual growth. And I don't see that in any other platform that I use. Not Facebook, not TikTok, not really Instagram. Like YouTube, so far has like the most the biggest chance of somebody growing when it comes to growing or a brand stuff. Oh yeah, Cannibal saying my parents might catch me on my phone at night. So good night, brother. All right, good night, Cannibal Chicken. Thanks you so much for coming out. I appreciate you. Anyways, how was your long trip to Japan? I guess it was so long ago. Oh, Japan was pretty good. What I usually did was I woke up,
I went to, well, I woke up. I wanted to go to museums, parks, and museums, parks, and there was another thing. Well, art museums, parks, and then history museums. Those are the three things that I just wanted to see because that's what I was just interested in. Um, all the other entertainment stuff I was like meh, but I was mostly interested in like learning about the culture and history of Japan while I was there. Well, specifically Tokyo, and it was a very cool experience seeing riding the subway again. Most importantly, traveling. Uh, I wouldn't say by myself because I had my sister following me the whole time, and but we still had a lot of I still had like a lot more freedoms to go and do places, not traveling with my parents, you know. But Japan was really good. Oh yeah, in zoos. I went to a lot of zoos.
I'm in Turkey so right now, so I see all the historical mosques and palaces.
I like history museums. Yeah, I think it's very interesting to learn. I think I don't know. One thing that stuck out to my in my trip was my sister was like, "Well, this is." I think my sister was like, "This is your trip, so you do whatever or whatever. I guess whatever." And I was like, "Okay, sure. I'll find out a museum to go to." And I just didn't know. Usually, when I go on trips, this wasn't my idea. Going to Japan was not my idea at all. Oh,
Sismon.
Sismon. Hello, welcome to the chat. Tell me some good news. That's my rule. Everybody who enters the chat, tell me some good news. But when I go on trips, they're usually never my idea, so I don't really know like what to do or where to go. So, but all I knew about what I wanted to do was just going on museums, zoos, and just parks and whatnot. And I went to this one museum I think it was like the Ota Museum, and what I liked about it most of it was just how interestingly cozy it was because it was just showing the history of that one small prefecture of Japan of Ota, of like all of its the going from the Stone Age, all the historical beliefs to how it was propelled into the industrial age and how it was all recorded. And I was like, that's really nice. That kind of stuff makes me happy. Honestly. And it wasn't really anything special either. It was just like stuff that was mostly made for like kindergartners and stuff. Like or it was like a free museum that anybody can just like walk into.
Well, I mean, exploring is really nice too, but the embarrassment of not being able to speak the language is a huge letdown.
Oh, I guess. I usually explore with Google Translate. When I was in Japan, like the app that was always on my phone, that was always open was Google Translate, especially the translation to image to like the function that translates texts from pictures from Japanese to English. And that's like the a low key thing that I don't like about traveling to countries that speaks a language that I don't know is that it's always uh unnerves me, for the lack of a better word. My parents just speak English straight up to them. Yeah, it feels so embarrassing when you're traveling with people and they just speak English. It's like Uh, y- I mean, at the same time, English is the lingua franca of the world. It is just a business language. Like a lot of people just speak English you're, because I guess it's business, I suppose. So it's still a pretty weird thing. I remember when I was in Canada, Montreal. My sister told me that it is a legal requirement for people to know how to speak English to work. If you're gonna work at a retail or something, like you need to know how to speak English. I don't know. So maybe native Canadians can correct me on this if I have any Canadians in the chat. But that's what I that's what I've learned. That's what I picked up. But usually it's still very weird to travel and not really know that much of the language. But at the very least, we're wait. But at the very least, anywhere we're outside of where I live have nice food. Yeah, having nice food is always a bonus. I think the funny thing of when I was in Japan, I didn't eat a lot of Japanese food because my sister is a vegetarian, and there was not a lot of places that had like vegetarian options. So I just ended up eating just like non-Japan, like being in Japan and eating non-Japanese food. But I don't think I had ramen until I did have ramen when I was at like a mall that was across the street from a modern art museum that I went to, and oh man, I just hate modern art for real. Because it's so like everything is so depressing, and it makes you okay. Okay, so this is I can't believe I forgot about this, right? Because like the day I went to I went to the Ota Museum. I also went to the Modern Art Museum. It was like the same day, right? And when I went to the Ota Museum, it was all like, "Oh man, we're here, we're building civilization from the dirt. And it's just us. We're all having we're all having struggles, but here's our festivals. Here's our things. Here's all these entertainment that we made. Here's all these people that came from this small little village, and we're all gonna make it together. Yeah." And then when you go to the Modern Art Museum, you get a whole bunch of exhibits that's like, "Oh man, society sucks, man. We have it too good for too long. Everybody's all disconnected from nature and spiritual death." And it's just so bad. It's so embarrassing. It just didn't make me want to. I just hate modern art for real. I just couldn't get over. I just couldn't get into that. I'm pretty sure that everything in Turkey is halal, so I'm binge eating everything that I can't have in England. Oh yeah, get that. Make sure you bring those halal snacks with you, because it's gonna take and make them last. I suppose. Gotta connect with nature. That's true, but it's very annoying to me how historical art is always optimistic, and but then when you go to modern art, it's very much pessimistic for no reason. I think what makes me mad about a lot of modern art is just people who live cushy lives are complaining about having cushy lives, and they're making art that perpetuates their cushy lives. Like perpetuates or like funds their cushy life that they complain about. Yet they have the affront of saying this is a bad thing. We need to reconnect. It's all fake to me. It's very fake to me. I don't like it at all. I'd rather go. I would rather see the like a dozen, a million Oda museums that love to shine the light of the progression or the progress not yeah the progression of humanity outside of the struggles of outside of the struggles of man versus nature any day over. Ah, man, we need to we need to reconnect. I don't know. It's me. It's just a me thing. I'm just rambling.
Also, the arts of which aren't really art annoys me. What do you?
Actually, no. I kind of get what you mean. I remember I went to this one exhibit. It was mostly, I think it was mostly about uh immigration, I guess, and it was just a the sculptor, I guess, just put a bunch of IKEA and rusted furniture together in a single room and just had like cardboard and you just like filled it with cardboard, just littered cardboard around it and just wrote like phrases like just basic phrases like nobody's illegal and stuff like that and just put everything into like a room and said and I get the idea of it of like immigrant children are suffering too. But like like you could just like be on the ground or lobbying for better uh or just lobbying for better. Oh snap. I just been snap. Stripu. I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking at the chat, the long stream chat. I've been ignoring. I'm oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Welcome to the chat, Stripu. Tell me some good news. But uh, yeah, but I was like, you could just do other things that could be infinitely more helpful than showing other rich people how hard it is without without actually doing anything. It's annoying to me. uh, my exams are off for this year. Ah, congratulations of going through your exams, Stripu.
Also, Hanya says, I want to look at good technique and color, and not about the meaning of a paint splatter. Oh yeah, I was originally in the long stream chat, but I thought you couldn't have seen it, so I switched.
Oh yeah, I have the long stream. I have like the horizontal stream up, but it's been silent for a while, so I just decided to and like the vertical stream chat was just more active, so I paid attention to that, and I shouldn't have done that. So, but I'm getting a lot more viewership on YouTube than I thought I would today, so that's very good. That's Sugoi. Um,
but anyway, I. But then the meaning of a paint splatter, I don't know. Ah man, actually, I don't want to be completely down in the dumps, but modern art just feels like money laundering to me, for real. Because I know people have fun making abstract art. I think abstract art is just a psyop. Personally, that's my opinion. And I make low art, low value comic art. That's just my opinion. But a lot of abstract art, it's good if you're trying to relieve emotion. But I think people found value in abstract art uh, because they would see it in museums and the museums, and it was mostly they hired
an artist to make anything for they hired an artist to make anything for like $1,000 or like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what they would do, they would hire an art appraiser and say, "Oh yeah, this money costs. This money costs. The value of this dollar is, nah." But they would say the value of this painting is X, Y, and Z. So the common everyday people would think it's more valuable than it is because an art appraiser was paid to say that it costs more than it is, so that the guy with the money that paid for everything can donate it to the museum, the art museum, and then write it off as a tax write-off. So as a way to like get it out of paying taxes. And and don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater of people avoiding their taxes, because like the people who are in charge of the taxes, they're the most corrupted individuals that redacted. But you get the idea. So I think it is a very strange time and place in the world that we live in.
Oh yeah, but
it is what it is. It's my little opinion. So I'm thinking about streaming Persona on YouTube again. If anybody's interested in that. For a while I was just streaming it on my Twitch. Mostly because of Sketch is there. I don't know if Sketch is gonna come out for this of today's Persona stream because, holiday.
YouTube, please. Okay.
I'll try to play some Persona today. I need to see that Persona. Yeah, I'm pretty far along, but I think I can keep you up to speed. You're gonna be confused, but I think I can keep you up to speed
about what's going on. I need to see that Persona. Okay. I'll stream on YouTube. I'll stream Persona on YouTube for you, Christmas Bush. I'll stream it on Twitch for Sketch and on YouTube for Christmas Bush.
Because they asked. And I am a man of the people right now. Oh yeah, I think what you missed so far in Persona is that I took down Kamoshida. Everybody's been talking about it. I am into a new palace for an artist, but it's all good. I'm really liking Persona 5 so far. I don't think that I had any doubt that I wouldn't like it. It's just that when I saw usually 100 hours of playtime, I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Perhaps I'll slow down in canceling you. Dang, I constantly think about what will be canceled for. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm not on Twitter at all. Oh yeah, I deleted my Twitter because I don't really feel like. A, I don't think there's any good way for me to get monetized on Twitter, and B, there's just too many distractions on that site. That's just not good for the soul. So if I ever get canceled on anything, I always notice that when people get canceled, it's always on Twitter. It's never on Instagram. It's never, well, people would talk about it on YouTube, but outside of that, yeah, it doesn't really exist. It really doesn't. Well, I think it'll be interesting to hear on a commentary YouTube channel to say, "Oh man, Masonimous has been canceled for X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, and then I think I can imagine myself like tuning into like some sort of like commentary YouTuber talking about how I'm canceled on Twitter, and that would be like my first time being notified of it. And I was like, this is the first time Yeah, it's not even Twitter. It's X now. No, it'll forever be Twitter. I don't care what Elon Musk says. But I can imagine like me hearing about my cancellation on like Twitter, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's crazy. And then I just go back to making whatever I want to make. That sounds pretty fire to me. I'm like, oh damn, people didn't like that I said something, or they didn't like this in Purgatory Academy. Anyway, back to making comics. That sounds funny. Yeah, this looks pretty cool so far. I think I'm gonna do the Persona live stream on the horizontal, on like the horizontal live stream, and not on and not on the vertical live streams. I like your art style. Thank you. I try to switch up the art style for every comic. I think with this one, my friend, my co-writer, said that he wanted like a Jujutsu Kaisen esque feel. So think I read a couple chapters and I was like, okay, I can try to imitate this. And I tried to imitate it, but then I just went to do my own thing. Yeah, I think that's easier. Also, it's probably going to be way better for and it's going to be way better for the stream health, because it turns out when I stream it on vertical, it really what was it? I'm sorry, I'm getting pretty hungry. My bad. And plus I'm running on a breakfast diet of coffee and vitamin gummies. So my brain will will fog from time to time. And yeah, I'm back from the dead. Welcome back from the dead. Yeah, thank you. But what I noticed is when I stream vertically, the main thing, I think it's just how I have it set up, because I usually have like two instances of the full screen showing, and I guess that costs more resources for my computer to render everything. So it slows down gameplay a lot, and it's embarrassing. So I guess I'll just solely stick to the horizontal stuff. Oh yeah, it does look like it. Thank you. I try my best. I try my best. Oh yeah, and my friend Matt, he he got into like some Twitter beef with some other comic creator, and I guess he got one person interested in reading the series because of it. Also, good for you for completing your exam, Stripu. And my sister did her guess segs last year, and it was very stressful for her. Success. Don't know what that is, but that was great. Oh man, I hate the Gesegs. It's a stressful time for everybody. Okay. It's now. Oh, Hanya. It's now 253 subs. That was fast. Wait. 253? Oh yeah, 453. Let's go. We're making it to monetization with this one, guys.
Oh, my exams are off because like political issues in my country be ungovernable. Are you telling me that people can just forego exams because of politics? Okay, so what's going on? I don't want to make a make light of something that might be super serious with your country. Well, I don't know if that's nice then. Sad. Yeah. There might be something seriously going on with the political stuff. About some law. Ah, okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself so I can know what's going on around the world. That's just not America. If you don't mind, ask me which country you are in. Oh, I'm in America, the United States of America. And I noticed that I have a lot of people in my chat. Oh wait, you're not talking to me. You're not talking about me, Hanya. I mean, it's Christmas bush. Ugh. Your Christmas bush lore goes deeper. Oh snap! Viewer lore. We're gonna learn about not you, Mason. I know. That was pretty bad of me. We're gonna learn lore about another chat member. Let's go. Stripu lore. Let's. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna make a poll tomorrow on my. So I'm not gonna watch. I can't. Doxed. I'm gonna make a poll of my stream. Be like, what was it? Comment which commenter has the best lore. Okay, I don't mind. My commenters are part of the pantheon of the story of the Masonimous stream. If you don't feel like comfortable with disclosing, that's fine. That's great. Honestly, it's smart. Don't disclose your information on the internet ever. Guys, I know he lives in Minnesota or whatever it's called in America. Medinsona. Medinsona. Medinsona sounds like a medicine soda. A medicine persona. You know, like how there's like spider sonas and then personas. Like, yeah, Medinsona is my medicine persona. It just restricts a lot of stuff. Basically, the government leads with selfish reasons instead of thinking about the people, what the people think. Yeah, that's terrible. That's crazy. I'm sorry about that. It's good. Like I remember, I was like talking to one guy when I was like in the when I was selling my comics. I remember I forgot what country he was in. It was like some small European country, and I remember he said that everybody in his country just hated the politicians because it was like it was a place that was always went to war. I don't think it was Ukraine. That was Ukraine, but I don't remember. But he said he would rather his country spend money to go to war instead of putting it to medicine, because at least when they're putting it to war, they know where their money is going. Because the corruption of his country was so bad that every time they would say they would like put money into the hospitals or aiding the people, it would always be laundered into their pockets, essentially. So that's why he said that. And I thought that is such a hard quote. I want to steal that. I want somebody in Purgatory Academy to say that. It's such a hard. It's a sad reality, but that quote goes so hard. it's
It's sad. That's sad. It's very sad. But I wish I remember. He had a really cool name. I remember he had a really cool name, but I think it was either Bear or like Red in his native language. But man, yeah, he was a really cool guy. We were just chopping it up, and I remember we were just chopping it up talking about politics, and he said that his government was corrupt, and I was like, isn't that government, isn't that like country part of the UN? And he was like, yeah, and I was like, that's why. It's like that's why. Oh man. That's why. Okay, so that's why I know it wasn't Ukraine, because it was part. It was actually part of the UN. But I knew it was like some European country, smaller European country. So I don't know. It's really interesting finding just talking like a lot. It's cool. It's very interesting. Every time I talk politics to people, they are very more people are more reasonable than what the internet will lead you to believe. Honestly, maybe it's just because I like the state that I live in, or like where my geographic, where people are just generally agreeable. But every time I like just talk to politics about with somebody, they're very like, oh yeah, I totally get it, or they're really they're really verbose. They know how to like talk with people that disagree, or they just don't force their opinion on other people while disagreeing respectfully. You know.
Well, if I had a penny for every time somebody has called me Hades, I would have two set. I would have two, which isn't that much, but it's pretty weird. It happened twice.
Hades. What is that all about? I'm gonna draw this background. Um, my name isn't even close to that. Oh yeah, that kind of reminds me of like when I went to the UAE. I think every time I went to the UAE, I was like traveling with my mom, and everybody thought my mom was my wife, and I was like, "This is weird." Like, it's like, oh, you're getting canceled by half the world right now. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, how do you know who?
How do you not know who Hades is?
Like the place or American? Yeah, I'm American. And plus, not only that I'm American that is that pledges allegiance to the bag right now. I don't got time to worry about other countries at this point in time. I'll worry about it when I'm looking for material for Purgatory Academy or something. Other than that, I'm focused. Like the place. Okay, yeah, it is like the place. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the bag. The Lord of Darkness and Death or something. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. I thought there was like another 80s. Listen, when I'm in the pledge allegiance to the bag mode, I don't care about anything else. Like, finally, a good drawing of the scythe. Yeah, I just hit that. It's the Greek god, Greek mythology. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. I get it. 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 Dang, I get no slack. You guys forget that I'm drawing and talking, and I'm running off of uh, vitamin gummies and coffee, I'm not gonna be on my A game. Imagine my shock if I'm not on my A game. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Aren't you the guy who studies mythology for your comics? I'm not in research mode right now. I'm in art mode. I know what Hades is, who Hades is. I'm just not in research mode. When I'm in research mode, that's when you can talk to me about that kind of stuff. When I'm not, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm in art mode. I'm in like I'm in what's the word? Entertainment mode. I know what Hades is. You don't have to keep trying to embarrass me. I'm good. Let me take a swig of water. Man. Maybe it's because I'm feeling a bit dehydrated. I needed to drink some water. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, you guys don't need to embarrass me. I'm always full of embarrassment. I really like this. This feels really cool. I'm gonna show it to Matt, and he's gonna be like, "Nah, it ain't great." Ugh, I'm bleeding again. Tip top, don't scratch mosquito bites. Tip top, tip top, don't scratch. That's a good tip top. Don't scratch mosquito bites unless you want to bleed. I'm interested in mythology in general, but I'm just too lazy. I'm mostly in. He said tip top. Now I'm reading it. I'm reading what Christmas Bush / Hania said. Top tip. Top tip. Tip top. Basically, I wrote it correct. Listen. 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 I'm doing my best. Tip top. What's he reading? Listen, I'm. What's up, bro? Yo, Chris Birds, what's going on? Somebody who's not roasting me. Like, tell me some good news. I'm getting bullied by my chat right now. Tell me some good news. Listen, if I say it once, I will say it again. I'm running off of vitamin gummies and coffee. So, listen, it's good. I'm doing my best. And nobody is giving me the credit I deserve. No, just kidding. What's going on here? Oh, wait, nope, that's the wrong thing. Somebody said, nice art. Ate and drunk. Played on. Welcome to the chat. Tell me some good news. Classic chat roast. If anybody who don't know Chris Burns, we had a podcast together. Go check out the podcast. And he also provided the little animated loop that I showed throughout the podcast episode. He did that all himself, and it's really cool. So give his manga some love. Let's see if I can find the right. No, I don't want that. I'm trying to find browser like Is this it? Yeah, here we go. I keep clicking on the wrong thing down here. I'm putting up something for the vertical live audience to see, so they don't think I'm talking to nobody. Oh shoot! I deleted the wrong thing. Why is life hard? Oh yeah, I was searching for this live stream. I saw the vid. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Wait a second. Is this it? Yeah, there we go. There we go. I found it. It's just the clock in my time zone. Why do I keep getting non-American time zones? I'm not complaining. I appreciate everybody coming into the stream. I'm gonna make sure that this is probably readable. So, because like the vertical, the horizontal live stream is also active. So I'm letting y'all know in the vertical live stream that it's active on the other live stream too. Um, we can do another one soon. All right, I'm down for that. I haven't done a podcast episode in a while. So I gotta see if I gotta ask different questions for like reoccurring guests. I'll probably check it out if I don't forget. Okay, cool. Because apparently somebody said that I have a good voice. But yeah. Wait, what time? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce names. But thank you. Welcome to the chat. Tell me some. Tell me some good news, Playton. You're a menace. I am. I am not a menace. I am me. I am. Thou art I. Regular bowling schedule. listen, y'all enjoy like an entire year of bullying. Like when it comes to my birthday, y'all cannot bully me because it will be my birthday. But my birthday has passed. Been doing this constantly for 5 months. I'm the only one now. I mean, it was popping like a couple hours ago, but I'm looking at both chats. I'm talking to the people in the horizontal as well as the vertical chat. So you're good. You're not alone. You still have me. I'm in two places at once. I can multitask. Oh yeah, and I'm also standing, so that also costs a little bit of energy on my part. But it's fun. We got 30 more minutes in the live stream. So after this 30 minutes, I'm going to eat food, and then for an hour, probably go on a walk, and then come back and stream Persona for 3 hours, and then after that, holy shit, I'm new. Yeah. I mean, like I've been doing. I'm gonna go. Keep it up. Thank you, Playton. You'll see me again. Why are you still standing? Because it's good for you. Standing for 3 hours is good for you, and I will not let anybody tell me otherwise. Bro, sit down. I will sit down when I play Persona for the next 2 hours. For like in 2 hours. I'm a. Just you wait. I will. I will do the thing. I will sit down. You guys worry too much. I will sit down. I will have food. I will do other things when the time is right. This is for my health and such. And I appreciate your concerns. Here's a chair. A digital chair. Okay. What other parts of the comic that seems easy to draw right now? I got 30 minutes. I don't want to do anything new. And I want to draw something. Are you abusing your... You are abusing your legs. No, it's called training. I'm training my legs. Let's see. I like this a lot. This looks pretty good. I'm going to replace these two panels. Actually. Because Matt said that he wants it coming from the place where he wants the soul, the soul to come out of the scar or the mouth. And I think I'm going to do it through the mouth and work from there. I am not abusing my legs, tot. I'm finally having gummy bears. Oh yeah. Halal gummy bears. What makes something halal? Question. Man, I got 100 messages today with a restream chat. Let's go. I did have a lot of wait. Yeah, I did have a lot of chat in the vertical live stream. If it isn't pig gelatin and a sweet, then it's halal. I'm a sub. Bye. Thank you so much for subbing. Thank you so much for subbing, Playton. Watch out for future streams. I will stream again in the future. Cannot have alcohol in it. Oh, okay. I get it. Halal cannot have pig or alcohol. It reminds me of every time I think of alcohol, I think about how alcohol is spelled in French, and it's like, and it looks like all cool, like alcohol is all cool, like propaganda. They're so good. Nice. I'm still on my trying to kick sweets thing, trying to not to have it run my life. We were Oh wait, in my school they used to have horrible gummy bears, and everybody was making up lies that it was made of mostly humanly disgustingly things that we can think of. We were like kids, so that type of thing happened a lot. That's that reminds me of every time somebody was tardy during class or just late or just didn't show up for a class. Like the running joke is like, "Oh yeah, that guy died." Like I think that's a funny thing kids do. Like they would just say like the most out of pocket things, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's funny." Yeah, that too. I would do that. Kids are so out of pocket. But let me think. Oh yeah, 84 views on the live stream. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, we would have classmates that would always break his bones, and he's late, and every class so y'all just assume the worst. That's crazy. Yo, somebody on my community tab made a vote. I made a poll saying what would you like to see more of from the channel, and I said more. I live streams, commentary, comic updates, or other. And so far, I'm the commentary is winning out. But the thing is, I don't know what to commentate on. I think that like what I'm gonna do for like for commentary is probably just take clips from these live streams and put it on YouTube. Because usually I would talk about a specific thing, and then I would just like have that run throughout the and have that run throughout the duration of me talking about it. I want to know how people break their bones. I've tried it. I tried, but mine just don't vote.
That's crazy. Mine don't vote. My bones just don't vote.
Same. I guess having really strong bones. I've always get injured as a kid, so I wouldn't have to go to school. Now you guys are crazy. Oh snap! Foggy Brain. Hello, welcome to the chat, Foggy Brain. Tell me some good news. The art looks really cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Foggy Brain. What in the world? Foggy Brian, just subscribe. You're welcome. Awesome. That like I get people in the vertical chat saw that. Why does he read everything wrong? Because I'm alternating between which panel to draw, which thing to talk about, and it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Early morning streams are crazy. Listen, early morning streams are crazy. For me. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And the one thing, okay. I mean, I also asked a question of what kind of commentaries stuff I should talk about on the channel if people are interested in it. So that's an open-ended question. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And the only thing I got sent to the hospital was for my cornea. Oh yeah. If you guys don't think I can read, if you guys think I can't read, then you're gonna enjoy the Persona streams. That's a lot of reading, and that's a lot of misusing words. I don't know anything and everything possible to do with the brain. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. The chat is getting too hectic. With just two people. But, maybe. Anything and everything to do with the brain. I don't know that much about the brain. So that topic's gonna be, gonna dry out pretty quick. But I really respect commentary channels, or honestly, for having a topic that they're interested in and talk about it for years. Shout out to them, I suppose. IG. I'm hanging off my bed and my back is like, wee. I like my body. It was going at 90. Okay. The most fond memory of the hospital was when my mom had my little sister and she came out looking like a raisin. That's crazy. Do all babies come out looking like raisins? Probably. I mean, when you're inside, it's like being in a bath. Like, I guess being developed and being a developing baby is like being in a bathtub for like 9 months. So I can imagine. KZH, Kizza. Hey, I'm back. Welcome back, Kizza. You better have good news to tell me. Also, if I was to make commentary videos, what will be my topic? Wait, is this the left hand or the right hand? Yeah, that's the right hand. Chicken nuggets flying. Good news, you say? There are two conversations going in two different chats. Like, I'll let y'all spit about your childhood traumas in the horizontal chat.
Perhaps like anime and manga. Mm, let me think. Anime and manga. Thinking. I guess I could do that clip of me talking about why I don't watch a lot of anime and manga from earlier in the stream.
Foggy Brian says, I almost broke my tailbone from falling 6 feet off a swing at 10 or 9.
Dang, all these kids nearly all these stories makes me really believe about the child the child mortality rates. You guys are reckless.
And I never learned my lessons since then. Yeah, you guys are reckless with your bodies. What the heck?
How are you guys even alive?
One of my classmates has 13 siblings. That's nuts. I can't even stand my 6 other siblings. You got 6 siblings? Insane. And I never learned my lesson ever since. My body is like noodle. You good, dude?
KZH, you talking to me or Foggy?
Okay, Foggy. That's cool. We adapt, overcome, and eat our struggles based in SMH. He nut.
Okay, Froggy, you can chill out. You can chill out with that. I meant Americans these days. Well, Americans are pretty interesting. We have our Floridans. They are pretty daring. Listen. Let me see if I can do this. Draw his foot like this. I guess with my commentary stuff, it would mostly be stuff from the stream. My thoughts, my general thoughts from the stream. But I'm like, do I have time to look back at these streams? Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a good idea. But that's for future conversation. I genuinely mean this. What do you do when you travel in America? I'm pretty sure there are no monuments there. I mean, honestly, I guess the best way to think about America, well, not the best way to think about America. I think there's always something to do in a state, but America's usually like split into like seven different nations. Honestly, you got the Bible Belt, you got the South, you got the Midwest, you got like all these different parts of America, and they like everything has like their own culture under the umbrella that is America. Like, do you only visit the Statue of Liberty? We have a lot of beaches, we have a lot of mountains, we have America. Like a lot of the main reason why people in America, they don't really care about the other parts in the world, because America has a little bit of everything that the world has to offer. Honestly, I would like to move to America in the future. America has like literally almost a little bit of everything. So, and plus you would also have like people in like have people in some states that just never leave. That would just never leave their state because it's just cool. It's just fine. And besides, like any other Western world is pretty much inspired by inspired by like or just have a lot of aspects that are very similar to America. So it's very interesting how because it is a superpower. Export is like the biggest culture is the biggest export of America, except for like that also extends to how bad politics is or bad politics, like and corruption.
Maybe me too, as I might be a doctor, so they might get paid. But yeah, it is what it is. I think that's a good idea for me. I'm trying to go for maybe wait, hold up. There's like only McDonald's and KFC and at least a few. Ah, man, I missed that one. Oh well. I'm also trying to learn like proportions and stuff. I guess that's more common there. The one thing that I've learned, the one thing that I've learned about like the arts and such is it'll break your heart, kid. Honestly, there are some things that you can go into when you're trying to do art, but getting into just entertainment in general, I don't recommend it for anybody. Because I remember when I was younger, I really wanted to be an animator, and then I realized being an animator is like being a foot soldier, and then as time went on, um, it became being like a creative has been more became more and more of a being an is more and more synonymous to being expendable. So I think a way to make money of graphic design of like doing like digital art is probably like freelancing work, most likely, easy, and trying to build a brand, but you're also trying to like build a brand off of your talents and such. So I'm not the best person. I'm not the best person. I just know what I picked up. Hopefully, it will lead people. Hopefully, it will lead you to a direction, a good direction. I want to be more on the commission side. Okay. Trying to figure out. I know that I like the people that I found who commissioned me the most were very circumstantial because I was selling my comics in a. Also, yeah, I was selling my comics at a flea and farmers markets, and people just found me uh, through because my comics was essentially a live portfolio for people to look at, and they're like, "Oh yeah, can you make art for my company?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I can do something like that." And I would have, and like it's, and that was a way for me to get a job like that. Other stuff is just going on like job sites, hosting sites for finding people who are looking for a designer who can do stuff. A lot of people say like, "Oh yeah, go try Fiverr," but the thing that's been like keeping me away from Fiverr mostly is just the competition. But if you're fine with like competing with other people, you'll probably have some luck when it comes to like doing stuff on there. But I'm not really into commissions, so that's what I know from that aspect of from that side of things.
honestly, as I grow older, the more I have a disdain for making art for other people. I like this page. It looks very dynamic. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my oldest sister does art for company logos and stuff, and she pretty much will basically be my art guardian or something like that. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you. Oh man, having an art guardian or just having somebody to just vouch for you or just a mentor in general, that's the word I'm trying to look for. That is something that I wish I had. Because I was like my family really don't really know about what I'm trying to do in the broad sense. Like even in the broad sense. So I just don't really have a mentor to do a lot of things. So it was a lot of trial and error. And when I actually got when I got commission jobs, it can be fun if the people you're working with are really cool. But honestly, it's annoying. Also, charge a lot. I think when you charge more, like when you charge less, people will value your art less. But the more you charge, they will value the art more. That's like the weird paradox of it, of like charging for your work. Because I made this one mistake of some people hitting me up, wanting me to make a sketch for their bike company, and I was like, this was like during I was getting back from Japan, and I was like super tired, and I was like, and I haven't had a commission in a while, so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I just agreed to like do some sketches for them for free essentially, and they were the most. It was like the most annoying experience I had with like a client because one post they didn't know what they want, and then another post I would send them something and they would have like paragraphs of tweaks, and then when I finished those tweaks, I would just get nothing, no reply. Like the last week I sent them, I just get nothing, no reply, and they just left me on red for like 10 days or like 10 days or something. And I didn't even discuss pay. I didn't even do anything. And another person that hit me up wanting to do art for them, I said, okay, this what you want me to do? I'll charge $90 for it. And I didn't. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, all right, all right. And then when I talked about payment, that was just it for that conversation. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I didn't really want to do it in the first place. And I didn't want to do it in the first place, and I got enough money to pay for rent for this month, so that's great. I'm not stressing for now. That's really annoying. So yeah, so charge. make sure you put make sure you put your money first. Your money first, and the people who are really serious about it, they'll nut up or shut up. Yeah, a lot of people take advantage of artist skills. Absolutely. Like when people aren't artists, like seeing art is easy. And honestly, I would rather people use like AI art than bother me. It's like I would rather them just like make some trash AI art instead of just bothering me for like days around days to make art for a brand that I don't care about, you know? Or bother somebody else cuz I just don't care. But so like for the most part you'll find cool people. People who aren't serious, yeah, when you put up the dollar signs, then they'll flake off, and that's fine. That's completely fine. You'll have like most likely you'll have a worse experience like working with them if if you forego the talk of payment than spending actual hell with them. and then wish for payment later. But that's my opinion. That's like my opinion, man. But hold up. Yeah, I have been streaming for 3 hours around that time. I'm getting tired. I am getting hungry. So, this marks the end of today's stream. And I'll stream again in an hour playing Persona for 3 hours if people show up and talk. So yeah, thanks for coming out. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Thank you for the subscribing, and more content will come in the future. Peace. Bye.